Today, something absolutely unprecedented has happened, and it's shaking up the legal world and political establishment alike. Attorney General Pam Bondi has just filed one of the boldest lawsuits in recent U.S. legal history. In a move no one saw coming, Bondi is suing every single federal district judge in the state of Maryland. Yes, all of them. Now, this didn't come out of nowhere. Over the past few years, President Trump has faced relentless opposition from lower court judges, particularly in Maryland, who have blocked or delayed dozens of his executive actions, especially on immigration. One name at the center of all this, Abrao Garcia, a man repeatedly protected from deportation by these judges. And now Bondi says, enough is enough. The timing couldn't be more critical. Just this week, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a landmark ruling stating that only the Supreme Court has the authority to make nationwide decisions affecting presidential powers. Lower courts, including district judges, have overstepped for too long, the court ruled, and this ruling just handed Bondi exactly the kind of legal firepower she needs to take her fight all the way. Now, let's be clear. No attorney general has ever attempted anything like this before. This isn't a political stunt. It's a serious legal challenge that could redefine how power is balanced between the courts and the presidency. Bondi is saying these judges aren't just interpreting the law, they're actively trying to override the president's agenda, particularly when it comes to immigration policy. And if Bondi wins even one key battle in this case, especially if it goes before the Supreme Court, it could slam the brakes on rogue rulings from liberal judges in states like Maryland, California, and beyond. And it's no accident Trump tapped Bondi for a legal role after his return to office. She's not afraid to take the gloves off. She has the courage and conviction to challenge the status quo, and that's exactly what this case is about: restoring balance, restoring executive authority, and making sure unelected judges aren't acting like presidents. But not everyone is cheering. Critics, including legal experts from the Brennan Center for Justice, argue that this is an attack on judicial independence. They say the courts are a co-equal branch of government and must be able to check executive power when necessary. Their fear? That if Bondi succeeds, it will weaken courts' ability to push back against illegal government conduct. But here's the irony: the lawsuit has been filed in Maryland, meaning the very judges being sued might initially rule on the case. Unless, of course, it gets bumped to a higher court, which seems likely given the national implications. One thing's certain: this case is a legal powder keg. If Bondi wins, it won't just impact Maryland, it could reshape how courts across the country interact with presidential authority. Trump supporters see this as a long overdue check on activist judges. Opponents see it as an overreach that threatens democracy, but everyone agrees it's historic. So what happens next? The legal world is watching closely. Constitutional scholars are already digging into precedent, and if this fight reaches the Supreme Court, it could become one of the most consequential legal battles of the decade. Whatever side you're on, left, right, or somewhere in the middle, this is a moment worth paying attention to, because this case could define the limits of presidential power, judicial authority, and federal balance for years to come. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this important, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment below, and hit subscribe to stay ahead of every major political and legal development. This is B27, where the news breaks first.